around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. Gonna rock around the clock tonight.
Looking for something different, and it's a way to express themselves, and it's like this Americana type of thing.
You know, how do you recreate that? Well, you set the scene. You know, you have the clothes and the hair and the music, and you surround yourself with people like that so that you can all be in your little, in your time capsule.
With rockabilly in that scene, there's a style that goes with it. So you get music, you get pretty girls, fashion, you get cars, you know, you get a lot all rolled into one little package, you know. And I think young people find that, you know, they find that exciting, they find that interesting. You know?
Rockabilly is a mixture of hillbilly music, gospel music, folk songs, you know, blues, and you know, it just kind of all these, you know, had a massive orgy, and the baby that was produced was rockabilly, you know.
But it was like big band, but it was fast, but it was stripped down, so it had that kind of punk rock ethic that was real simple, you know.
If you do, Peggy Sue, then you know why I feel blue without Peggy.
All it takes is a vocalist, you know, the frontman with his rhythm guitar, you know, I'm saying, the lead guitar player, you know, doing the licks, and then a bass player, you know. Now the bass player, the only reason you don't need a drummer, because the bass itself, once you slapping it, it does a click, and that could be, you know, muffled as a drum, you know. So once they're like playing it, you could always add the drummer to keep like to make that beat more noticeable and more steady, you know. So you have the drummer just.
I would say early '80s, 80, 81, hanging out in LA, going to punk shows. There was like a revival or a resurgence of sorts of rockabilly music.
I think people are still into pinup and rockabilly because it takes people back to that time where they really would love to be, you know, and those feelings, and it's really just about feeling great, you know, for your own reasons, I think, and just being able to celebrate times when dancing was the thing. You know, everyone knew how to dance.
You know, right now it's like it's a lost art form. It's not gonna go away. You know, as long as I'm alive and I feel my buddies are alive and we have kids and they get influenced and they have kids, it's not gonna die out.
Greg, they're insane. All of them. John, I can't stand
it. These kids will try anything for kicks.
It was a rebel beat, you know. It was like people didn't want to listen to that. They call it junk, and you know, they actually, the term rockabilly was an offensive word at that time, you know. So a lot of those teens wanted to rebel, and they were hopping up their car, and like the girls themselves, you know, wore tight skirts. So that's why nowadays, you know, a lot of people try to portray that and do, you know, exactly what they do. They have car shows, primer it up, you know, have car clubs, pin-up girls, you know.
I like beauty. I like beautiful girls, beautiful women. So as a young guy going to the rockabilly shows, like, the girls always looked good and cool cars, you know. The punk thing, it was like, it was ugly, you know. It wasn't really about being pretty.
Found me a vixen from a Dutch magazine with the highest pair of heels that you've ever seen. Baby, take your clothes off, come on, let me see you strip. She's a kitten with a whip, kitten with a whip, yeah.
With pinup modeling, really celebrating curves and being feminine, and I always felt that I was too short for obviously runway modeling. I felt like I was too fat for actual like print modeling, because you know, like you picture those girls being this big, you know what I mean, with like their hip bones sticking out and just looking really boyish.
The models back then were definitely more curvy, and being feminine was having, you know, either a bigger butt or a bigger bust. They liked the hourglass women, and that's who I designed for.
The 50s style, you know, from the mid-50s on, that kind of post-war look, Balenciaga, Christian Dior, the whole new look fashion, which was, you know, wasp waists and big hips, and, you know, that was always my favorite type, my favorite fashion era from childhood. I felt that type of fashion was just the most beautiful.
You know, the glamour and the pinup girls, the cool cars, the style. I think people are always looking for something different, and it's a way to express themselves, and it's like this Americana type of thing.